Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. So the other night I saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Overall, I thought it was a very good movie. To be honest, I think I liked the first Black Panther more, but I could see people liking this one more because, in my opinion, it's a lot more epic. It's definitely a lot more emotional. But to me, I felt like the first movie was just a stronger story overall, and I felt like it was executed a lot better in certain aspects. But this movie was very good regardless. Of course, everyone's talking about this movie because of Chadwick Boseman's, real life passing. And, it's very much present throughout the movie. It's not the main focus by any means, but, especially the beginning and end of the movie, and then, there's moments in between where you definitely feel his presence, and the filmmakers I think did a great job respecting his life and his essentially his legacy with the character, even though he only got to play the character for a short amount of time due to unfortunate circumstances. But I felt like like I said, they did the best they could have with what they had. Standouts in this movie: Shuri, Letitia Wright, amazing. Like, seriously, she goes on an arc in this movie, and her performance was incredible. Especially going off of the first film where she's this sort of comedic, side character. She really, did a great job, in my opinion. Letitia Wright, absolutely deserves all the praise. Same with Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda. She absolutely killed it. Incredible. Her and Letitia Wright essentially carried the whole movie, to be honest. Everybody's great in it, but they in particular, the two of them were sort of the co-leads of the movie, and they absolutely killed it. The guy who plays Namor, I don't know his name, he's incredible too. He is very, very intimidating in the movie. He definitely has a presence to him, and I didn't totally love his character. I definitely understood the motive and everything, but I felt like Killmonger and Claw were better villains. I know Claw is sort of basic, very one-dimensional, but I don't know, Claw is very memorable, and Andy Serkis did a great job. So I prefer those villains over Namor. But again, Namor was amazing. Seriously, he was great. And, the action in this was also very good. In my opinion, the third act, the action was very, very well done. It's just some of the effects. Don't get me wrong, though. It's not bad effects. Not like the end of the first movie, which is, notoriously some bad effects there. But some of the effects in the third act, the final battle, I don't know. Some of it looked a little rushed to me. But overall, it was very good. Ryan Coogler directed this one, of course, directed the first movie, and again, phenomenal job. That guy's very talented. And I don't really have much else to say. This movie's very straightforward. I'll do a small spoiler section at the end of the video, so don't worry about spoilers. Riri Williams, Ironheart, she was very cool, but I didn't totally love her character. She was also sort of one-dimensional, but in a good way. The one dimension that we got out of her was good. It wasn't a bad one-dimensional, if that makes any sense. I just felt like we should have had more development of her character, I guess. But she is going to get her own TV show at some point, so it's not that big of a deal. But like I said, she wasn't bad by any means. I really enjoyed her character. You got Martin Freeman in there again, of course. He was just sort of, he was just sort of there, to be honest. He didn't really have much of as a big role as he did in the first one. But he was still good. M'Baku was awesome again. Okoye, amazing. All the returning characters. Everybody did a great job in this movie. And, like I said, the Chadwick Boseman sort of tributes in the movie, very effective. I didn't necessarily cry. I definitely got teary-eyed several times. There's one in particular I almost did cry. But yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Of course, everybody's going to say that, and it's very very tragic what happened to him. And I also want to mention too, I know this is a Marvel video, but rest in peace, Kevin Conroy passed away yesterday. Unbelievable. That guy is, iconic as Batman. Like, seriously. Like, it didn't really hit me initially, but when you stop and think about, like, individual, like, moments of him as Batman, it starts to hit you. You know what I mean? So rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. People are dying way too soon. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, as far as Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I'm going to give the movie an 8.5 out of 10. It's not necessarily a 9. I felt like the movie was a little bit long at times. I wasn't bored by any means. It's just, it definitely could have shaved off a few minutes, I think. But still, very good. Very epic in scale. It felt like, I'm going to make a comparison no matter what. It did feel like Avatar, in terms of, like, blue people. And then the new movie involves, water. It's very similar. So, yeah. It's very, very much in that vein. But still, But yeah, overall, like I said, 8.5. I think I gave the first Black Panther, I might have gave it like a 9 or something. Black Panther #1, I think it's like number 10 on my MCU list. So it's literally in the top 10, which includes TV shows as well. You'd have to check my Letterboxd. But this one, I think, is like number 25 or something on my list. Like, it's significantly, lower. But that's not a bad thing by any means. Like I said, 8.5 is a very good score. But yeah, that's about it for non-spoilers. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. This is going to be kind of a quick review. So spoilers. Leave the video if you haven't seen the movie yet. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. But if you haven't seen it, leave, because the spoilers I'm going to talk are very, very big. So, alright, spoiler time. So, I wasn't expecting Queen Ramonda to die. One of the reviews I saw mentioned, as like a non-spoiler, that this movie does have death in it. Somebody dies, essentially. And at first, I thought it was going to be Okoye. When she was fighting those guys on the highway or whatever that was. It seemed like Okoye was about to die in that scene, so I thought it was going to be her. But thankfully, she lived. And then M'Baku gets punched right in the heart. I thought he was going to die. But thankfully, he lives. But no, they kill off Queen Ramonda, which was crazy to me, because it's like, man, you guys are really taking some risks here, because, you already killed off T'Challa, and, T'Challa's father obviously died in Civil War. But, like, now you're killing off another member of the family, which is insane. I would have never, predicted that. And, it was a good choice, because it really drove Shuri to, like, a dark place. And then, of course, you had the Killmonger scene, which, I expected them to do that, because Michael B. Jordan, I'm pretty sure he's been in every Ryan Coogler movie, so it only made sense for that to happen. And, of course you're going to have her visit the ancestral plane, and obviously Chadwick Boseman wouldn't be able to film a scene for that, so, they had Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger be the person she sees. So that was a great choice. And then the mid-credit scene was incredible. Like, Marvel they finally did, what people have been asking. They've been wanting T'Challa to be recast. And in my opinion, I think it's too soon to do something like that. Now, they're obviously recasting Thunderbolt Ross, because William Hurt passed away. But, like, T'Challa was a lead character. And, I feel like it's a little bit different. Like, it's not necessarily wrong to recast him. It's just, I feel like it's too soon. Especially considering how young he was, So, now they're doing this thing at the end of the movie where it's like, it's his son, but his son's name is also T'Challa. So, it's sort of a win-win situation. Like, it's like a legacy. Like, here's his legacy right here. It's his character's son. And he's also got the same name. So it's still going to be T'Challa in a way. Which I think was a great idea. It was a great choice. And my only issue was like, okay, but the kid he's a kid. Like, we have to wait years for him to grow up, essentially. So it's going to be, in terms of the storyline, the timeline, like, it's going to be years before he ever, becomes of age to do, the appropriate things in the Black Panther suit and whatnot. But still, great choice on Marvel to do that. Excellent. All the emotions were felt. And, so I think that's about it. I don't think there's any other major spoilers. Val was in the movie, which, she was fun, I guess. Her and Martin Freeman are apparently ex-husband and wife, which I didn't expect that. That was pretty funny. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool that she can just pop up in movies with no advertising. Julie Louis-Dreyfus shows up and, she's basically like another Nick Fury, I guess. So that's pretty funny. I didn't mind seeing her. Maybe some people think she's annoying. I like her. I think she's cool. I think that's about it for spoilers. I pretty much mentioned all the big ones. So I guess Namor is going to live. And I guess another minor complaint I had is that Namor and his people, they're like overpowered. I feel like they were way too strong. Like, unbelievably too strong. Like, I wouldn't believe that Wakanda would be able to, like, take them on and win. Because, like, at the end of the battle, it seems like they're all going to die, obviously, because his people are so overpowered. Like, seriously. So, thankfully, Shuri got him to yield, obviously, and, that's about it. So, thank you guys for watching this. And, like I said, let me know what you thought of the film in the comments. And, that's about it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.